You were never supposed to survive this. Not the betrayal that broke you at 3 a.m. Not the season where everyone left. Not the version of yourself that crawled through darkness so thick you forgot what light felt like. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still searching, still watching videos like this one, because something deep inside you refuses to quit. Something that cannot be explained by logic. Something that was placed inside you before you even had a name. Stop for a second. Feel that. That pull in your chest right now, that quiet electricity running through you as you read these words, that is not coincidence. That is recognition. Heaven recognizing one of its own. Because here is what most people will never know. There is a category of soul that does not fit the world. A soul that suffers differently, loves more deeply, breaks more completely, and rises more powerfully than anyone around them can understand. They call you sensitive. They call you too much. They call you difficult. But God calls you chosen. And right now, in this exact moment, something is happening in the spiritual realm that your human mind cannot fully process yet. Heaven is not just watching you. Heaven is talking about you. What you endured, what you chose, what you became despite everything that tried to destroy you. This message was not created for everyone. It was created for you. And what you are about to hear will change the way you see yourself forever. If this message found you at the right moment, type 666 in the comments right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because what's coming next will shake your soul to its foundation. Part 1. The silence before your miracle. 375 words of glory incoming. There was a moment, you remember it. A moment so dark, so heavy, so suffocating that you questioned everything. You questioned God. You questioned yourself. You questioned whether any of this, the pain, the waiting, the fighting, was even worth it. You went quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, the broken kind. The kind where you stop praying out loud because the words feel hollow. Where you stop telling people how you feel because no one truly gets it. Where you smile on the outside and die slowly on the inside. That silence was not abandonment. That silence was preparation. Because every chosen soul goes through a season that cannot be explained to ordinary people. A season that strips everything away. The relationships, the certainty, the version of yourself you thought you were. And in that stripping, in that devastating unraveling, God was doing something extraordinary. He was removing what was never meant for you. Every person who walked away, they were cleared from your path on purpose. Every door that slammed in your face, it was protecting you from a room that would have destroyed you. Every prayer that seemed unanswered, it was being redirected towards something so much bigger your current mind could not have held it. But here is what stunned heaven. You kept going. In the silence, in the confusion, in the loneliness that had no name, you kept putting one foot in front of the other. You kept waking up when everything in you wanted to stay down. You kept choosing life when death, not physical death, but the death of hope, was whispering your name every single night. That is not normal human strength. That is divine endurance. That is the signature of a soul that was built for something this world has not yet seen. And heaven took notice. Every single step you took in the dark was witnessed, recorded, celebrated in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The silence is ending now. The miracle is not coming. It is already here.
Part 2. What you did that stunned God. There is something specific you did. Something you probably did not even recognize as extraordinary. Something you did quietly, without applause, without witnesses, without any guarantee it would ever matter. You chose love when hate would have been easier. You forgave when bitterness had every right to stay. You prayed for people who hurt you. You wished well for those who abandoned you. You cried in private so others would not feel the weight of your pain. You carried burdens that were never yours to carry, and you carried them anyway, because your heart simply could not do otherwise. That is what stunned God. Not perfection, not religious performance, not the prayers you recited when everything was fine. What stunned heaven was what you did when everything was falling apart. When you had every reason to harden, you stayed soft. When you had every reason to close, you stayed open. When you had every reason to stop believing, something in you refused. Do you understand how rare that is? Most people, when broken enough, build walls. They shut down. They grow cold. They decide the world is cruel, and they become cruel in return. That is the natural human response to sustained suffering. It is understandable. It is even logical. But you did something else entirely. You kept your heart open in a world that punished you for it. You kept your faith alive in a season designed to destroy it. You kept being you, beautiful, deep, feeling, real, even when the world told you those qualities were weaknesses. Heaven was stunned. Because what you carried, most angels could not carry. What you endured, most souls would have shattered under completely. And yet you absorbed it all, the rejection, the loss, the confusion, the silence, and instead of becoming less, you somehow became more. More compassionate, more wise, more real, more ready. God does not just love you for that. God is proud of you for that. And right now, the testimony of your endurance is echoing through dimensions you cannot see, as proof that love, when it is true enough, cannot be destroyed. Not even by hell itself. Part 3. Heaven's conversation about you. Right now, this very second, something is being spoken over your life in a realm beyond what your eyes can see. Your name is being called. Your story is being told. Your next chapter is being released. Heaven is talking about you. Not in the future, now. And what is being said about you is not what the enemy has been whispering in your ear. It is not what the people who misunderstood you said. It is not the narrative of failure, delay, unworthiness, or being too broken to be used. The conversation in heaven sounds like this. Watch this one. This one did not break. This one went through fire and came out refined. This one is ready now. Open the doors, move the obstacles, send the people, release the blessing. The season of waiting is over. Feel that. Read it again if you need to, because what heaven is releasing over you now is not small. It is not a consolation prize for surviving. It is the full original plan, the one that was always yours, finally being activated because you finally went through everything required to carry it without it destroying you. You had to be emptied before you could be filled. You had to be broken before you could be rebuilt. You had to lose the old version of yourself to become the one who was always meant to arrive. And that version of you, they are extraordinary. The gifts inside you that were dormant during your desert season are waking up. The clarity that was foggy for years is sharpening. The connections, the opportunities, the divine alignments that were held back while you were being prepared are now being released, one by one, with precision. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual law. What is planted in suffering, when tended by faith, always blooms in power. Your blooming season has begun. Heaven is not just talking about who you were. Heaven is talking about who you are becoming. And the world is not ready for what you are about to release.
Part 4. Walk out of the tomb now. There is an image that will not leave this moment. A tomb, dark, cold, sealed shut. And inside, everything that was supposed to be dead. The dreams they said were impossible. The calling they said was too big. The you that kept getting buried under other people's limitations, other people's fears, other people's smallness. The tomb is open now. Walk out.
This is your moment. Not next year, not when you feel ready, not when the fear disappears, or when the path becomes perfectly clear. Now, today, in this exact, imperfect, uncertain moment. Because chosen ones do not wait for perfect conditions. They move in faith. They step out of the tomb while the stone is still rolling. They speak life before they feel alive. They act chosen before they feel chosen. And in that act, in that terrifying, glorious act of forward motion, something shifts in the spirit. Doors open that no human hand can close. Paths clear that were blocked for years. Favor begins to move like a river that has finally found its direction. You have been in that tomb long enough. You have mourned long enough, waited long enough, shrunk yourself small enough to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold you. The chosen do not stay buried. They rise. And your rising is not just for you. Every person who is watching your life, every soul who has seen your struggle, your silence, your slow and painful rebuilding, they need to see your resurrection. Because your story is someone else's survival guide. Your victory is someone else's permission. Your walk out of that tomb is the proof that another broken person needs to keep going. You are not just a chosen one. You are a sign, a living, breathing, walking miracle that this broken world desperately needs to witness. Walk out of the tomb right now. Heaven is cheering, the angels are watching, God is smiling, and the earth itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to step into the fullness of everything you were created to be. The stone is already rolled away. This message did not find you by accident. You did not stumble across these words by chance. There is no such thing as coincidence for a soul like yours. Everything led here. Every broken road, every sleepless night, every prayer whispered into silence. They all built the path that brought you to this exact moment. And in this moment, heaven wants you to know one thing above all else. You are not forgotten. You were never forgotten, not for 1 second, not in your darkest hour, not in your most shameful moment, not in the silence when it felt like God had turned away. He never turned away. He was closer in those moments than in any moment of your joy, holding you, shaping you, preparing you for something so beautiful you would weep if you could see it right now. Your tomb is empty. That means death lost, doubt lost, delay lost, fear lost. You won. Not because you were perfect, because you were persistent. Because when the whole world, including sometimes yourself, wrote you off, something divine in you refused to agree. That refusal is your anointing. That refusal is your power. That refusal is why heaven is talking about you right now. Go live like the chosen one you are. Walk like it. Speak like it. Love like it. The world has been waiting for you long enough. Subscribe if this message was meant for your soul, and share it with someone who needs to hear that their tomb is empty too. It is time.